All right, let's get started with IELTS listening part 3. Question number 21. Kiran thinks packing advice given by Jane's grandfather is. Underline करें packing advice. अब फर्ज करें आप किसी टूर पे जा रहे हैं, कोई बंदा कहता है जी आप ये भी पैक कर लेना, ये भी पैक कर लेना, ये भी पैक कर लेना, इस चीज़ को ऐसे पैक करना, इसको ऐसे करना. तो पैकिंग एडवाइस जो जेन के ग्रैंडफादर ने दी है, like according to according to Kiran, what is it? Common sense? Common sense means it's understood. Right? This is how we pack our luggage. Nothing special. Common sense means nothing special. Hard to follow. Hard to follow means he has given packing advice which is very difficult to follow. And option C, overprotective. You see some people at the airport, they wrap their bags with plastic and all that. So they are overprotective. Now, how is the advice of Jane's grandfather? That is what we are going to see. Common sense, hard to follow, or overprotective. Let's get started.
Part 3. You will hear two students called Jane and Kieran talking about books.
So, Jane, you'll be off to Denmark soon to do your work placement.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to it. And I've just started packing up all my books to put in storage.
Well, I hope they don't get spoilt.
It's okay. My grandfather works in a bookshop, and he told me how to pack them.
Oh, that's helpful.
He says you have to support the spine, otherwise the paper can come away from the cover.
Yeah, that's obvious.
He also told me to pack them flat in the box, not on their side. Again, because they can bend, and if you leave them like that for, say, a year, it's quite hard to get them back to their normal shape.
Well, it's pretty clear that ruins them.
C is overprotective, B is hard to follow, and A is common sense. Follow again.
Part 3. You will hear about books.
So, Jane, you'll be off to Denmark soon to do your work placement.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to it. And I've just started packing up all my books to put in storage.
Well, I hope they don't get spoilt.
It's okay. My grandfather works in a bookshop, and he told me how to pack them.
Oh, that's helpful.
He says you have to support the spine, otherwise the paper can come away from the cover.
Yeah, that's obvious.
That's obvious. Right, now focus this thing. We go on.
He also told me to pack them flat in the box, not on their side. Again, because they can bend, and if you leave them like that for, say, a year, it's quite hard to get them back to their normal shape.
Well, it's pretty clear that ruins them.
He said that's obvious and it's pretty clear. So what does it mean? Whatever he is saying is common sense, right? That's obvious. Means common sense. So correct answer, it's not overprotective. It's not hard to follow. It's actually common sense. Let me just see what is the last thing that he said. 1 second. Question number 21. We have the transcripts also. Yes, in every book there is the transcript. When you get Cambridge IELTS books, you will get them. All right. Yeah, Karen is that banda. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, Jane is that girl. So, well, it's pretty clear that ruins them. It's pretty clear. When something is pretty clear, it is obvious. But a lot of people just can't be bothered to protect their books. So, it's pretty clear and then it's obvious. It means it is common sense. Now, we go on. Question number 22. How does Jane feel about books her grandfather has given her? Now, subject is books Jane was given by her grandfather. Option A, not worth keeping. Not worth keeping means she should throw them, right? Or she should not keep them. Not worth keeping. Option B, should go to a collector. You know, you donate your book to a collector or someone, so those books should go to a collector. And option C, sentimental value. She says, they've been given by my grandfather, so I love those books very much, right? Now, let's see what does she feel about these books. Not worth keeping Option B, go to collector, and option C, sentimental value.
But a lot of people just can't be bothered to protect their books.
He always says it's such a shame that publishers don't use better quality paper.
It's the acid in the paper that causes the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why old books go yellow. You know, some of the books my grandfather's given me are like that already.
Oh.
I should dump them really if they're going to deteriorate further, but I'd feel bad. They'll always remind me of him. He's quite a collector, you know.
Well, if they're important to you.
Yeah, I'd regret just throwing them away.
I regret throwing them away and all that, so they have sentimental values. Please focus this last part.
But a lot of people just can't
Go yellow. You know, some of the books my grandfather's given me are like that already.
Oh.
I should dump them really if they're
I should dump them really,
going to deteriorate further, but I'd feel bad.
but I feel bad. It means she's not going to dump them.
They'll always remind me of him.
They always remind me of him. They means books. Books always remind me of him. It means they have sentimental value for her. Remind me of him means sentimental value, right?
He's quite a collector, you know.
Well, if they're important to you.
He is quite a collector. Now, books should not go to a collector. She says he is quite a collector, means her grandfather is quite a collector. Okay, question number 23. All right. Jane and Kiran agree that hardback books should be. One is softback books, one is hardback. Hardback books should be put on display. So underline the word display. Option B, given as gifts. You can underline the word given as gifts. And option C, attractively designed. Right? Now, what do they say about hardback books? Hardback means like, you know, there are some books which is like, this is not a hardback, simple one. But the other books, they have hardback. So what do they say about that? They should be on display, used as a gift, or attractive design.
You know, maybe it's because I was taught to treasure books, but I hate seeing students force open the pages of paperbacks. They press so hard they end up breaking the spine.
I know. But unfortunately, paperbacks aren't designed to last a long time, and people know that. Hardbacks aren't quite as weak.
Yeah, they're different, I suppose. But I still don't think people value hardbacks like they used to.
Well, they aren't decorative, are they, like other objects? Plus, nowadays, people don't keep them out on shelves as much as they used to.
That's such a pity. When I visit someone, if they have, say, a colourful book on a table, it's the first thing I'm drawn to.
I agree. And book covers can be a work of art in themselves. Some are really eye-catching.
So, A is put out on display. Well done. That's correct.
You know, maybe it's because I was taught to treasure books, but I hate seeing students force open the pages of paperbacks. They press so hard they end up breaking the spine.
I know. But unfortunately, paperbacks aren't designed to last a long time, and people know that. Hardbacks aren't quite as weak.
Yeah, they're different, I suppose. But I still don't think people value hardbacks like they used to.
Well, they aren't decorative, are they, like other objects? Plus, nowadays, people don't keep them out on shelves as much as they used to.
That's such a pity. When I visit someone, if they have, say, a colourful book on a table, it's the first thing I'm drawn to.
I agree. And book covers can be a work of art in themselves. Some are really eye-catching.
Okay, so given as gifts to visitors, for that they did not talk about hardback books, more attractively designed. That is the paperbacks, they are designed and put out on display. Like you see it on the table, someone has put and all that. Let's move on. Question number 24. While talking about taking a book from a shelf, Jane. Now, taking a book out from a shelf. For example, there is a library and books are in the shelf and you need to take out a book from there. Jane. Option A describes the mistakes other people make. So underline the word mistakes. Jane will say like how they take out the book from the shelf. Maybe they do a mistake there. Reflects on a significant childhood experience. Underline childhood experience. For that she will say when I was small, or during my school days, or there was a library in my school, anything like that. And option C explains why some books are easier to remove than others. So underline some books easier to remove. To remove means to take them out. So let's see about taking a book out of the shelf. What does she say?
I've always been taught to handle books carefully. If you watch someone take a book off a shelf, well, they usually do it wrong.
Ah, my grandfather says you should put your hand right over the top of the book. Or, if you can't do that, pull the other books on the shelf aside so that you can hold the whole cover.
When did you learn all this?
He watched me pull a heavy book off the shelf when I was small, and it fell on the floor and broke apart.
Oh dear.
Oh, I can still remember it.
See that? When I was small and all this. So correct answer is reflects on a significant childhood experience, right? Good. Question number 25. What do Jane and Karen suggest about new books? So topic is their suggestion about new books. Option A, parents like buying them as presents. So parents buying as presents means as a gift. Option B, they would like to buy more of them. So option B, like to buy more. Like they would like to buy more new books. Option C, not everyone can afford them. So not everyone afford. So what do they say about new books? A, they can use new books as a gift for someone. Option B, they buy more of them. And option C, people cannot afford.
You know what I really like?
What?
The smell of new books.
Me too.
My parents used to laugh at me when I was a kid because I loved putting books up to my nose, almost as much as reading them.
New books aren't cheap though, are they?
I guess we're lucky we can buy them.
My grandfather stocks second-hand books as well as new ones, and they don't smell quite as good.
So, that's right. Please focus.
You know what I really like?
What?
The smell of new books.
Me too.
My parents used to laugh at me when I was a kid because I loved putting books up to my nose, almost as much as reading them.
New books aren't cheap though, are they?
I guess we're lucky we can buy them.
New books aren't cheap. I guess we are lucky we can buy them. So what do Jane and Karen suggest about new books? Not everyone can afford them. For not everyone can afford them, he said, we are lucky we can buy them. Right? C will be the right answer. Okay, now we go on and we have questions 26 to 30. Where does Jane's grandfather keep each of the following types of book in his shop? Now we have types of books and the location of books. Questions 26 to 30, they are types of books. And options A to G, they are location of books. Now remember, whenever they give you time to read the questions, it's a good idea to read options. Because questions are rare books, children's books, and they will talk about them directly. They will not even change the wording of that. But when we talk about location, they will use synonyms for that and all that. Option A, near the entrance. For near, most commonly they use the word by. And for entrance, they can use the word gate, main door, front gate, and all that. Option B, in the attic. You know attic, like the houses, Spanish houses, they have that top part which is used as children's bedroom or anything. We also call it like gallery. In some houses there are some galleries. So attic is that, in the attic. Option C, at the back of the shop. Back of the shop. For back, they commonly use the word far end. For example, if I say at the back of the room, at the far end of the room. Back of the room and far end of the room. Next, high shelf. High shelf means 8 feet high shelf, 10 feet high shelf, and all that. Near the stairs, again nearby, and for stairs they can use the word stairs, staircase, and all that. Option F, in a specially designed space, specially designed place. For specially designed place, they may use the word dedicated area, dedicated space, right? That is specially designed or dedicated. Option G, within the cafe. For cafe, they may use the word cafe, coffee shop, or anything like that. Now, the first type of books, question number 26, rare books. Rare books are the books which are really, really rare, and they are the masterpiece. So, let's say,
I'd love to have a bookshop like your grandfather. What's it like?
Well, it's quite big. It's got 2 floors and an attic, and he stocks all kinds of books, really.
I guess he treasures things like first editions and other rare books.
Yeah, you might think he'd keep those in the attic or somewhere.
So they'd be hidden.
Yeah, but he likes people to know that he has them. So he puts them out in the shop, but makes sure you need a ladder to get them.
Right.
he puts them out in the shop, and before that they use the word attic. You might think he would put in the attic, but he likes people to see them. He put them in a shop and he needs ladder to get them. Now when you need ladder to get the book, definitely that is on a high shelf. Try to read their mind. You need a ladder to get there, it means high shelf. Ladder you know already, right? Yeah. So D will be the right answer for this. Question number 27, children's books. So let's see what do they say about it.
That would prevent any thefts.
Uh-huh.
Does he stock books for children?
He does. He particularly likes to encourage kids to read. He always says that he used to sit under the stairs as a child with a pile of books and read them all.
Is that where he keeps them then?
Not exactly. He's got a dedicated area on the ground floor with cushions so that parents can enter with their toddlers, go there.
Okay, he's got a dedicated area in the ground floor with the cushion. So that is option F. Well done. Specially designed space, dedicated. And one thing more I tell you, these words will be repeated. Like designed place, dedicated area, you may see that in reading module as well, listening module. So after solving 10-15 tests with me, you'll be very clear about it. Then you'll have no problem, inshallah. Let's go on. So question number 27, F is the right answer. Question number 28, unwanted books.
As I said, it's a big shop. And there's a storage area out the back as well.
Oh, what does he keep there? Books he wants to throw away?
He hardly ever throws anything away. He just leaves unwanted books by the front door for customers to take.
Well, that's very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, he puts unwanted books by the front door for the customers to take. So that is near the entrance. Near the entrance by the front door. And for the customers to take. A will be the right answer. Question number 29, requested books.
And books people or institutions have requested, they all go at the far end.
Oh,
He thinks it's best to keep these out of the main shopping area as they're boxed and new.
They go at the far end. They go at the far end. Far end means back. And actually her grandfather had a bookshop. So everything is about that. So now you need to understand far end and back, they are synonyms. C will be the right answer. Question number 30, course books like syllabus books.
did you get your course books from him?
Naturally. He stocks books for a lot of the colleges. He used to keep these books on the first floor, but now there's a new university in my hometown. He's moved them downstairs to attract the students. They're actually part of the coffee shop, on low shelves all around it.
Pretty central then. You'll have to take me there sometime.
They are actually part of the coffee shop. Now these syllabus books or course books, they are the part of coffee shop. What does it mean? G, within the cafe. Just focus.
Did you get your course?
Them downstairs to attract the students. They're actually part of the coffee shop, on low shelves all around it.
Pretty central then.
Okay, they are actually part of the coffee shop, so they are there. All right. I need to change that.